And good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Holotheatre. As always, I am Dan Tartaglione, also known as D Tartag1. Today we have a jam-packed show. I had the opportunity of interviewing uh, Team Wales member and prize support aficionado Kevin Yap earlier this week. So I have about an hour-long interview. Yeah, we have an hour-long interview with Kevin Yap. If you haven't met Kevin, he's one of the better, like the nicer guys in Star Wars. He's really fun. Uh, but his big thing is he creates a lot of these prizes that we see, especially even even these new holo, these ones that you could own the sticker program. You could only get these by watching live stream broadcasts. You could Kevin takes the time and does all this by hand. So uh, yeah, he's a Team Wales member and great guy to hang out with. So again, I got an interview with him. It's going to be, like I said, about an hour, and then we'll just go over what else is going on in the Star Wars CCG world. Chris, come on, man, you know they're not guinea pigs. If you've seen any of my streams at this point, you should know what they are. So, but I'll be back at the end of the interview, and we'll talk a little bit about again what's going on in the Star Wars CCG world. But until then, enjoy the interview with Kevin and Batmouse, and I, obviously. Okay, so again, I'm sitting here with Kevin Yap and Anthony Batmouse Howard. Thanks, guys, for doing this today. Again, this is a pre-recorded interview because I'm not going to make Kevin stay up till God knows how late on a Wednesday night for to come on and talk about Star Wars. I mean, I know he'd be more than willing, but I don't
I'd
know.
like to. The family wouldn't like it though, but I'd like to. Yes.
Exactly, exactly. That's what it comes down to. We got to listen to what the family says versus what we want to do. So again, but thanks for doing this, both you guys. So first of all, congrats on coming in second in the Jawa Cup. You lost to Ryan Jelson a couple of weeks ago, um, but yeah, you had to get past Ryan Saracen, who's a tough opponent. Then you had to get by Jeff Levine, again
Yep.
tough opponent, and then you faced Ryan Jelson, who I'll tell you what, like the match was kind of interesting. At least the first one was, because you played a deck that the objective people were like, okay, yeah, it's a good objective in the Jawa, but then you did your own little twist to it. Like, what made
Yeah.
you want to do tie bombers in court?
Well, it's the Jawa Cup final, isn't it? So
Yeah.
if you're not going to play something that's Jawa Cup or completely left curve, so there's no point, is there? So I thought I might as well go with something. If you ever look at my Europeans deck lists dating back to years, I always play things that are wacky and a left field, and then if it works, it works. It's not going to win a six game or an 8 game full event, but it might catch somebody off guard.
You
And
let that
yeah,
creativity show. Let that creativity
yeah,
Yeah.
show through.
100%. It's the final, so there's no point playing. I'm not a big fan of toys and mains as is anyway, because I don't like Twixes. It's called Star Wars. It's not called Star Let's Resource Management. It's called Let's Go and Battle and Do Things. That's the whole point. So I always like playing things that are completely crazy. And
Okay.
as of which, I played TIE bombers in the Europeans before and took great pride in blowing up a Gungan's Boss Nass's chamber before the shield was invented. Yeah, so yeah.
So, I mean, like you said, you played the tie bombers, and during the game, we saw that Ryan played the planetary defensive shield on the audience chamber. Were you going to try and blow up the audience chamber, or were you just going to do
Well,
something weird?
no, the deck was mainly run about the thermal detonators, being able to draw a TIE bomber and add up to 5 to each destiny draw, which means you can pick and choose. Now, toys and mains, like Ryan pointed out perfectly, you hit a 1 or you choose a 1, and as long as you're one of your bounty hunters or somebody survives, you can get a big beat down in.
Okay.
Playing against a deck that's got lots of aliens with different destiny numbers, you have to be a bit more creative, a bit more selective. Now, inserting the proton bomb and the TIE bombers were already there. Insert the proton bomb was 11th hour decision that I was thinking, well, just in case I could stick it in a system. It stops the scum and villainy,
Mm-hmm.
so you don't get any bonuses. Ideally, you want to initiate a battle, chuck your thermal detonator. When the smoke clears, hopefully you can get a good beat down, hit some overflow, and rinse and repeat continuously retrieve. You win three detonators in your deck, and then you just keep on going and over, rinse and repeat. Which against toys and mains is ideal. It's fun and it's different. But the adding the actual proton bomb was just a case of, well, in case you need it, you never know. In case something goes, yeah. Okay. And then, but like you said, I couldn't actually do it because every single drain was cancelled.
Mm-hmm.
As you discussed in the last show, I didn't get a selection. I didn't get a chance to actually initiate it. Had I have done, I probably would have missed, because that's my luck on Gemp anyway. That's the way it is, isn't it? And the one battle that I had the blowout on, when the Neb ran into the audience chamber, I looked in my reserve deck and I had 4 cards in my reserve deck, which I put one back the turn before, so I knew I'd hit some characters there. Dash was a pain in my backside the whole game. I couldn't get rid of him, and I knew there was a 3 in there because I put it in my reserve deck the turn before with using drop. So I had to hit, out the 3 destinies, I had to hit the 3, and I was golden. I ended up hitting 2, a 1, a 4, and a 5, which left the 3 from a battle destiny. So any combination of them, it would have left the Gungan general there on his own. Now, yes, the following turn, the big beatdown that was coming was, I couldn't do much about that because I still didn't have my defense cards in my hand. But still, it's hopefully it means that people might play type honest. You never know.
We could see it. So were you thinking that Ryan was going to play Agents in the Court for his light side?
I had no clue, but I played that all the way through the whole tournament. It's the case of I'll play what I want to play. I'm not one of these players that will go down and I research and I look into and I'll do all these other bits. I sit there, and if the cards fall in my favour that particular game, well, carry on then. Let's move to the next round.
Okay. Yeah. And then, like you said, in game 1, unfortunately, like you had a little bit of bad luck and everything. Yeah. You went into game 2 down by quite a lot, and you switched over to Toys and Mains of all things.
Yes. Well, that's the thing. I clicked through and I was thinking, well, I played these gimmicky decks all the way through. I've got one big gimmicky deck. Let's try and a little bit more. But you didn't really see the light side deck anyway, because it's using the new Anakin effect that goes on the hut. I forget the name of the card now. That goes and shimmies.
Your mom.
Yeah, your mom. Your mom.
Your thoughts. It's your thoughts dwell on your mother.
Yeah, exactly. But then also, I slipped in the deck. I don't know if the deck list will ever be published or not. Is 2 Bomar monks, who all of a sudden they become 2/2s. So you can sit there, you drop the farm, you drop this, you do that, then you put these 2/2s down, and then you can sit there and go, oh, brilliant, thank you very much. I hope that's the deck I was playing. I think it was the deck I was playing.
So you played a Toys and Main decks, but you still played it with your little flair and everything, which was interesting.
Yeah, it's called Star Wars. Let's play Wars. Let's do it.
Yeah. So, what did you think of the overall Jawa meta? Did you like it? Did you have fun with the Jawa?
It. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Even just playing the 6 games was just fun. It was nice to sit down against the opponent and go, right, well, I know I'm not going to face these 5 or 6 main decks, which I'm going to beat my head against the wall because it's boring. Everyone's been doing it. It's stale. Let's play something different. So you sat down, you're thinking, right, well, I have no clue what you're going to play. And you've got no clue what I'm going to play either. And that's the best part about it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So I like that. It's a different meta shift. It takes a little of that. Oh, I hate mains and toy. Like, I also hate mains and toys. It takes a little of that out of the meta for you. It's still there, but it allows that actual creativity, which with 3,000 plus cards in our game is what we should actually be focused on. Variance isn't a bad thing. Yeah. Being able to be creative is a very good thing.
One of the other formats I'm really liking at the minute that I've played a few games on is all of the Jedi? When you get
all of the Jedi Steel.
Reading some of these cards, I'm like, oh my god, that's really good. And then why don't people not play it? Well, actually, there's a bullet for it in a set, but if you don't have it because you get it pulled out of your packets, it's good because it adds the level of, when you continuously see online or you look on a game and you continuously see the same insert X cards to Rebels or insert X cards for light side characters and the same for the dark side, depending on which platform they're going for. I'm like, well, all I have to really do is learn this. I don't really have to learn. All I got to learn is the plan to beat that deck or the plan to beat this deck. Then all of a sudden you come against these cards thinking, well, I've actually got to read this card because I have no clue what it does. Yeah. it's rich history of tapestry of Star Wars CCG. So let's utilize it.
So you said you like the All of Jedi. Would you like to see maybe a tournament on GEMP or something where people
Yeah.
are forced to play All of Jedi and something like that?
Possibly as a round, if it was like the OCS or something where you have different formats, different rounds. Yes, obviously you can get screwed though, can't you? Because if you don't draft anything that's any good, like I played a game the other night, and the gentleman I played against, he had Obi-Wan Kenobi, Obi-Wan's lightsaber. But bear in mind, you get 2 packs of Premier, and I'm like, how have you even done that? Yeah. My luck is I'll get Obi-Wan's lightsaber. Thank you very much. I think brilliant. I can't use it, but I get Obi-Wan's lightsaber, and I'm like, I'm impressed you pulled Obi-Wan. Never mind the combo.
That's a good point. Like I know I've played it a few times, and like the best thing I've ever seen was I had like Darth Vader, Darth Lord of the Sith, and a Chief Retwin, and I'm just like, oh, this is gonna be amazing. Like unless they can get rid of like hit Chief Retwin, I'm during a battle, I'm golden.
I love it as well because you look at your characters, because obviously you've not got a very big character pool to choose from. So you start off with saying, right, what's your power? What's your forfeit? What's your deploy? What's your destiny? And you've gone through all the game text and all the good stuff, and you start going down to the dregs at the bottom, and you're thinking, right, well, I'm just going to put you in because you're Destiny 3 or Destiny 4, and I need to bump up the average Destiny number. So yeah, it's different. The one card, the blowout card I found in that format is Darth Maul, Tatooine Darth Maul. He's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
You pull him, you've auto won. As long as you can just keep drawing until you get into it, you drop him down because there's not that many high ability characters in that particular format.
Absolutely, drop him into space, and I'm like, oh great, I'm gonna drain 2 at your space location now and lock him out.
Nothing you can do about it unless you draw into your ability for character. Yeah.
Good call. I like that.
Well, it is if you're drafting, but if you've got my luck. Unless someone's good out there, they want to draft for me. I'm happy with that.
You're gonna get Maul Synth Infiltrator. No Mauls.
yeah, exactly.
Hey,
a Maul's double-bladed lightsaber and no Mauls.
It's still pretty good. Like it's still a Destiny 6 starship. Like how many?
Yeah.
But no, I agree. Like a lot of a lot of what the GEMP team and Batmouse being the sheriff have been doing with the GEMP. Like it's playing the game itself is being it's been playing so much more. And I will say, like, the game has gotten a lot more attention, and a lot of that is because of the prize support and the foils that you yourself are making for the PC. Like, you have 2 great displays behind you.
I do.
Like, let's actually, can we zoom in or something?
Of course you can. Let me try and move this over. Power cable out. Now, can you see that one first?
Okay, so yeah, that one has the checklists.
That one has all of the checklists, and if you look top this side up there, that's on the column here in the middle is the stuff that I originally did back in 2016 or something, and then it's got all the checklists and 1 card from each one that I've ever produced or donated to the PC. OCS checklists and the AI checklist. And then in the middle, it's got my favorite image from each set there. And also there, if you look, it's one of the spoiler alert coming up, just in case anyone have a keen eye to recognize who that is. And then on this side, the screen glare is in the way.
Yeah,
can you
there's
see?
some glare.
Can you see it there? Is that any better?
Lord Santeca.
Yeah, maybe. I know the name's been released, but no one's seen the image. And on this side, the same scenario again.
Mm-hmm.
It's all of the booster packets that I've ever given away. Official, I should say, booster packets I've ever given away. The anybody from Europe will obviously know I provide an awful lot of prize support for Europe over the years, and Men's will turn around and says, mate, you need to start doing this for the PC. You can't just keep it for Europe. Some of the Americans will love what you do. So I decided that since we did it, this is 1 copy of every one that I've ever done, starting off with the 2018 was the pre-release. I can't remember what set it was. I think it was set 9. And then we had the Puck Memorial Pack, which was obviously really nice. Mm-hmm. I don't know if anyone got the foiled stamp cards off the Puck. I was sent all of the, I was sent the rares from his collection, and I foil stamped them gold and inserted the random rare into each packet. And I think it was about 250 got made and got distributed out. And I recently, we got given some of Europeans prize support as well, and years ago, and I remember Brian Fed was asking, "Did you get a puck packet?" I said, "Well, I've had one sealed all the way along, but I got given one as prize support. So I'll tell you what, Brian, I'll sort it out for you, and I'll crack it and I'll send it over to you." Well, I only cracked a what's the one card in an American event that you forever. Yeah,
I saw it.
it was a Rebo. it was a Rebo. So I thought that was fitting. That was absolutely fitting. So at the bottom we got the Set 11 previews that were given away, European and America, the anniversary 25th Reflections 4, the limited and unlimited, and then there's a little green one down here that's called the Unlimited Alternate Image Series 1, which is another preview that no one knows about.
Ooh.
So that's another thing that you've had hot off the press. And obviously the one that's not in there is the...
Yeah. Well, you know what's not? You know what's also not on there? The Holotheatre packs.
A Holotheatre pack, Dan. Yes. Well, have any of them made their way to Europe yet?
They will be. They're going to be. I know Timo's getting one or two.
This side of the pond, we share our stuff. See.
Yeah. I'm sharing. I'm sharing. Don't worry. I actually am going to be making some more once my goal is to have like the next batch to send out before I move.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's time. I know for a fact how time consuming it is. So for anybody to get anything along the lines of packs or even just making foil slips, I know how long it takes.
Yeah.
And how.
And you have a family.
Yeah, well, I also have a business, and the business I have to babysit in the evening. So it means that while I'm babysitting in the evenings, I can sit in my office, and at the same time, I can be doing lots of Empire work and very busy and moving industry forwards. But I'm really cutting sleeves up and yeah.
So yeah, let's talk.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about what you made. So, right now, you sent over recently, Jared and myself. We got some packs of that new pack that you sent. Those are the best images packs. So let's talk a little bit about that. So, you had the idea, like I know last year we did the best images of Decipher era, and then to piggyback on that, essentially we started doing the virtual ones, and we now have a bracket going on, and right now it's in the second round. I'll actually bring it up for the viewers to see. Right now but right now we're in the round of 32. Right now Darth Vader, Betrayer of the Jedi, and Sabine Wren are the first two cards to get to the round of 16. So, but you saw that and you went with a little bit of an idea. Let's talk about that idea and where you got it from.
Well, first of all, the idea, the prize support, to do the full story about this, all the prize support I've ever given away, I've ever donated to the PC, has always been the thin foil slips that go inside. They're not stickers because the PC has always given away laser stickers.
Yes.
The laser printed stickers. So to be different, because there's no point me stepping on the toes of what the PC does, I supply a different product, has always been a slip. Well, the PC recently has run into trouble sourcing this particular laser sticker. And at the same time, I was running into trouble of how to continuously supply the slips that I make. So what happened with obviously relaying with Scott and Jared and everything, what actually happened was I managed to source in the UK and Europe stickers that are just as thin as the American lasers, and they've managed to source some slips that are just as good as the original laser slips, the stickers that they give away. So what's happened is it's been a roles reversal on our price support. So whenever you've got a slip one, that's a silver foil slip one, that will have come from me, from Europe, and whenever it's been a sticker previously, it will have obviously come from America, from Scott. Now it's reversed. All the new stuff for this year, which is all the stuff from Los Centecas on, is all come from this new material that I found, which is stickers, which are just as thin as the American ones, but they actually refract an awful lot better than the American stuff ones. Because if you print it on a laser, it's either on or off type of thing. So with all that changing, and me running around the beginning of this year sourcing all these technical issues for the PC, I also went, well, I found a supplier in the UK that had some magical different sticker paper And he said, well, I've only got a limited supply of this. Would you want it? So I still sourced it and said yes. So over Christmas time, when Dan posted over Facebook, I was following this thing with my son, who's only 4 years old. I've been teaching him to do sticker book albums.
Mm-hmm.
So we've done one for we did one for a general Disney Pixar one, and we've also, because he's really into his dinosaurs, as all 4-year-olds are, he's done one for Jurassic Park, which my wife hated because it's obviously all the images from Jurassic Park, but all the scary It's not a cute, cuddly purple dinosaur. They actually are genuine dinosaurs, CGIs. And then we've also done one for Encanto, because we can't talk about Bruno. And so I thought at the time,
You can't talk about
you know what we'll do? Well, this would be a great idea. So I was doing some of this, and I messaged Dan, it's 2:00 in the morning. Dan, I've got a great idea. We can do this. I've got this new potential sticker stock that we can use that's already been greenlit by the PC, because we're now using it for all the AI and OCS stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So then Dan got on a video call with Dan, and Dan took one look at it and went, yeah, 100%. I don't care what it is, we're using it. However you want to do it, we'll use it. So in my head, it was, let's make a sticker album. Let's just make a sticker album. It can be printed out on a PDF for everybody. They can look at it. They can go through. Now, if one person does this, that's it. I'm happy. It's good. It's a success in my eye. Yeah. If one person collects them, brilliant. Thank you very much. If they get even better. Yeah, perfect. Even better. That's exactly what I want. Exactly what I want. Now, if they end up getting stuck all over deck boxes, even better. If they end up getting stuck on people's foreheads and they're playing a drinking game, I'm okay with that. If they end up getting stuck on people's backs as a joke and then walking around all day with the worst card or whatever, that's the whole point. The whole point is it's a game and to utilize as prize support. So them ones, as you can see.
Oh yeah.
Not the best, right? Yeah. I don't know whether.
I like how you have a collection of them already in a binder.
Of course. Well, someone's got to sample them, Dan. Come on. Who else is going to do that? So these are all the actual images all gone through. Yeah. I'm going to keep moving it because they sparkle.
They do. They sparkle really nice.
They're all sparkly, glowy like Annie. Yeah.
Shinies.
And then if we go
Gotta love
through,
shinies.
yeah, someone's card there. I don't know. How good does it? They keep going through all this, and then obviously you get to this. That's how I've stored these. So if someone collects a full set, brilliant. I'm happy with that. If they don't collect the full set, that's yeah. But this is like the initial thought idea was to do it, and then all of a sudden, well, what's the catch to it? Because not everyone's going to want as you can see, half-size printed cards. Because it's not like you're going to play a game with it or anything, is it? So I thought, well, obviously the draw is everyone's going to want a set of these to go through. Yeah.
That's good stuff.
It is. It's really cool because, like, I think, like you said, you showed those to me, and as soon as I was like, I was blown away, and I like the idea of these being a very kind of like a limited run and everything, but at the same time, like, I want as many people to have them as possible. So I know, like, Brian Fred was going crazy. He wants some. I don't think Batmouse has entered a few times. Joker King is getting them.
I have entered.
Right now, it's kind of funny because, like, the way that we're doing these to get these packs is that we have anytime we do like an online video like this one, we give away a token card. Like, Kevin, go ahead and give away a token card right now.
Well, the token card for this video is going to be the best Vader in the game, Vader Enforcer.
Okay. So
you know why? Because it's my card.
It's your card.
That's generally how that goes.
There we go.
Yeah. No, I mean that's fair. I mean, I understand you wanted to give out an inferior Vader. But no, like,
Vader off.
All you got to do is, like, email to Holotheatre the card, what we show, what episode it is, and you're entered in. Now, we're not going to give away one pack for each, but I mean, we're give away a lot of them. And it's funny because, like, as we started doing these, like right now, Ryan Saracen is like 100% participation on these. Like, he's hit every single one. So,
wow,
will he get like 20 packs? Who knows? It's up to Jared and I. But, like, how did you want to get like? Were you anticipating like something like that, or how did you want to start giving these away?
In my head, again, best time for thinking. In my head, it was obviously participation had to be something to do with streaming, the streamers guys, because you guys do more than enough to keep the game going and alive when it's stagnant in between major events, or even when you're at majors and the streaming event, the content and the actual material you're producing is phenomenal now. So I just thought I know you give away your own boosters, but I just thought we need something else that can go hand in hand, that we can give away for a while, that can continuously, and they can build up. And that was my one caveat to the whole thing. Now, as we're going talking about quantities, this is 2/3 of the stack that I have to go through and finish to supply in the boosters for everyone. Yeah.
That's
So imagine how much that is. Imagine cutting all this out, printing it all out, and doing everything. Okay.
Do you cut it out by hand?
Yeah, I was gonna say you're
Not
gonna
by
need a couple
hand, yeah. Time, effort, energy. So that's the foresight of it. So obviously, once this stock is gone, I can't get any more of it. So that's why it's once the limited run. Now, as for the quantities of boosters, I sent you a picture before. I don't know whether you can put
Yeah, I have the picture, and I'm gonna post it on the screen right now. I'll move it away from your face. I'll cover a little bit about Batmouse.
You can cover me.
But yeah, you sent me a picture with the 20th logo for the PC.
That's the first run of 200 boosters made.
That's the first run?
That's the first run of 200 boosters made, and I've just shown you the 2/3, possibly a little bit more, 2/3 of the quantity we still need to go. So realistically, there's going to be out there possibly 60 complete sets, possibly even more complete sets if people want to try and collect them. So they are going to be available. They are going to be there for people to collect, and they will be there to give away. It's obviously going to run a lot longer than the actual contest, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's price support that people like, and I'm sure when it comes down to the nitty gritty of allocating who gets what and what from where, you can probably keep a couple in reserve and give them out at majors or whatever else. But it's just something different.
Yeah, and it's only 64 cards too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but I mean, thankfully there's a lot of really good images. What image do you think is going to win the tournament?
What image is going to win the tournament?
So right now, like I said, there's currently 30 images still left in the tournament.
What image would I like to win the tournament, or what's live? I don't
Let's
know
go
what's
both.
live.
So right now, I'll list off some of them. So Vader, again, the Betrayer of the Jedi, Sabine Wren, Mara Jade and Kira, the top lieutenant, are currently being voted on right now. For the Republic and Mithron Renudo, also going to be voted on starting today. And then we have Luke Skywalker, The Last Jedi, The Finalizer, Mon Calamari Dockyards, Evil is Everywhere, Rey with Lightsaber, The Flip Falcon, Ahsoka Tano, Starkiller Base, Hera, He's the Best Smuggler Around, Cad Bane.
If I was gonna say, I'd probably go for the Flip Falcon, because the new image of the Flip Falcon's really good.
Okay.
The graphics have been smashing it out of the park at the minute with the new images.
Well, I think it's the original image that we're using for the Flip Falcon.
The one. I've checked the post.
Oh, okay. It is the old one? Okay.
I've checked. It's definitely the new one. 100% the new one. I've checked the post. Yeah.
And then we have, like I said, Din Djarin, General Grievous, Maul, Phasma, Blizzard 8, Kylo Ren with lightsaber, Gar Saxon, Captain Rex, On the Verge of Greatness, the Flip Objective, Grogu, Boba, BB-8, and Dr. Aphra round out the 30.
See, even Grogu's it's a really good image.
Yeah.
And it looks even better when it's sparkly.
I can imagine. Like, you sent me over one.
See, if Rock made it through, I would be picking Rock hand over fist, because
I would have been picked. Rock. You choose Rock.
It's just a decipher image. Absolutely. I remember because that was when I used to help quite a bit more on graphics at that point in time. And I got this image of rock, and I'm like, it's not very good. So I messed around with some filters on it. I'm like, oh my god, that looks like such an Ewok weapon. It looks like it's awfully, someone's picked it up off Endor, and yeah, really good, really good.
So you're gonna go with the Flip Falcon Batmouse. Let's hear, which one do you think is gonna take it?
I want Maul to take it for a reason.
Are we going there? Are we?
I'm a big fan of Maul. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean,
for reasons.
Which is funny because like you and the Holotheatre pack are an image from Maul.
That is why I am voting for Maul.
That's fair. I mean, if I had to pick, I'm rooting for Vader, obviously.
Yeah, your card.
My second, though, I actually think my dark horse is the Mon Calamari Dockyards. Like, it's always been one of my favorite images. It looks so good. It's so colorful. But I would like to see that one do well. And then, honestly,
I don't know the answer to this.
On the verge of
Same
greatness.
for the Republic.
Do you know what was the first image that we ever did a full template card on? I don't know the answer. I'm just asking, just general curiosity. We know the first image. We're talking pre-reset here. It'd obviously be done pre-reset, wouldn't it? But I don't know which one was the first image. To my mind, I remember Galen.
I want to say it was Galen and
they came
Urso.
out around the time the
not Urso. What's her face?
Eclipse, not Eclipse.
Juno Eclipse.
Eclipse.
She was the first AI. I know that.
Yeah. I think that's what I'm thinking of the AI version. But that's the first time we got it, and I was like, obviously cutting out these little bits of pieces of paper and sticking them in my things.
Yeah.
It's really neat. And I was like, oh my god, that's really cool. This is really good.
I will say, I hope the PC and everything. I know that I hope they stop making C slips. I am not a fan of C slips. Let's get as many images as we can. Even if, honestly, even if they decided to make a full slip instead of the C slip with the image behind it, I'd rather that than a C slip.
Yeah, I think that's the legal realms, isn't it? Then of doing it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, they are, right now graphics are smashing it out of the park, and I can't see any reason apart from a massive disaster. Just the graphics are going to stop carrying on. Even for something that would normally be before we would get a C slip. Now they're just getting full template. Give me half an hour and I'll knock something up, and then half an hour later this awesome image appears, and I'm like, wow, that's really good. It would have took me a month of Sundays to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Ming and Charlie, not Charlie Arlinson. Oh god, I know it's Ming. He's on the graphics team. I think he's the lead graphics.
Yeah.
And then
there's a good squad of about 5 or 6 that regularly contribute now, and they're all See, I think I was on graphics. Well, I still technically am on graphics. I'm doing the price support side.
Right
around set 9. So I was helping out from set 7 onwards, but set 9, 10, and 11 were the first sets where I had to really do an awful lot. And at the same time, Menzel was doing an awful lot with the graphics side.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the first time that I had to really step up and start finding images. But since 9, 10, 11, since 12 and 13, they've just gone crazy with them. And I can't wait to see what we're going to get for 18.
Yeah. Same. Like, I know we've had the spoil of some of the, I know Design is giving out some of the cards where it's like they do, they're increasing the stuff like Bridge, Speak with the Jedi, and we're getting one that's Take a Seat, Young Skywalker, which is a new image. So
the light versions of really expensive, really good cards. That's good stuff.
So
accessibility versions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what are you working on right now, Kev? You got any prize support besides this whole virtual card image stuff that you want to share?
I'm always working on something, Dan. I'm always working on something. I don't know quite where you're leading with this. I think I'm getting led down the garden path there. But have you got anything in mind you want to ask, Dan?
No, I'm just curious.
No, there is. Obviously, Jared's got a lot of things. I've just sent a shipment over to him. So he's got all of the OCS stuff that's coming through.
Mhm.
And to be honest, he's smashing it out of the park. The deck boxes look amazing. I've never actually seen one in real life yet, but they look amazing. So all the stuff that Jared's coming up with and my contributions and helping as well are just absolutely phenomenal. Even to along the lines of Menzel sorting out the sleeves. I know that there is certain people that collect all the sleeves, but if I go back to the thing at the top there, there's
Yeah.
Look at them. Imagine sitting down at a table and having a deck full of each of them sleeves. So the 2022 stuff for the AIs and the OCS get put in the sleeves with a card and everything. It's just raised to another level.
Yeah, I think Brian Fred has an entire copy of the what were they?
Yeah, he has the
preview?
Ref 4 sleeves. The Ref 4 sleeves too.
For a full deck.
Yeah, for a full deck.
Yeah, that's like I know how many we've got made for that, and for someone to collect that much of the market, it's hats off to him.
Yeah, he offered a lot for each one. I sent him a few.
Yeah,
I can imagine.
Same. I did too.
Plus, it's Brian Fred. Like he's one of the nicest people in the community. Like he's definitely one of the biggest contributors outside of just like the volunteers and everything to do for the community. So you've met him before, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah. I met the first time. Well, the time I met him was in European Worlds in 2019.
Yeah.
And it's in a bar, and I can't say any more that it's just the best time ever. Everyone can geek out all weekend. You can drink or don't drink. It makes no difference whatsoever. You can throw beer mats across the room at people, which is a good concept Saturday evening. And it's just. So I'm outside the bar talking. I stood outside of a couple of people that have got the bad habit of smoking. I'm talking to them. Next minute, this mountain of a man comes up, hugs me from behind. You're Kevin Yap. Yeah, nice to meet you. I'm Brian Fred. I'm like, I know who you are. How do you know who I am?
I can see
people
that.
in Europe know. How do you know? Oh, I've asked around and I know you're Kevin Yap. Okay, cheers, Brian. Thank you very much. Nice to meet you.
So, speaking of which, I know the restrictions over here are starting to loosen a little bit. Are you going to be playing in any of the events outside of Gemp this year?
Yeah, it's easier for the Americans. The Dutch crew had a event yesterday, being Sunday today, Saturday. They also had an online event a couple of weeks ago. So we all had a lobby like this, and we were all talking away, and basically we were all drinking. And it was just so nice to catch up with people that I haven't been able to catch up with for a good 2 years plus.
Yeah.
And ever since we broke the world after European Worlds in 2019, that's when it's been going downhill. So I think we hit the bar too high at that. And it was just nice to catch up with people. But it's harder for us Europeans to travel because we don't have an internal travel system like you guys to go around America. I know you get different states and everything. However, for us, we have different countries, different rules and different regulations, different quarantine values. So it's been a lot harder for us. Even going forward, it'll still be a lot harder for us to travel to events in Europe. But we've got European Championships this year in September in our usual bar place. Yeah, everything's crossed ready that we can get back there and geek out, eat some Bavarian burgers, drink a lot of German beer, and just play Star Wars cards from dawn until dusk.
Yeah. And I know Worlds is next. 2023 is over in Germany.
Yep. Fingers crossed.
I'm hoping to get over there at that point. I know Batmouse is finally going to tournaments. Like, who would have thought?
I'm finally traveling.
Yeah, who would have thought Batmouse would finally get to a tournament? Like, he went to his first tournament last year in Colorado.
Yeah, I went to nationals in Colorado. Then I turned around and went to Worlds. After being on so I was on the East Coast 3 times in a matter of a 2-month period. And then there was Colorado, and now in April I'm going to Endor. So everybody else stopped traveling for tournaments, and then I finally started to start traveling for them.
So what is it? Is it the social side, Batmouse? Is that what you think?
So it really is the social side that makes me want to go to the tournaments. I mean, it's absolutely hanging out with Dan. I mean, I have selfies of me, Joe Olsen, Steve Harpster, B Fred, Jerry Heine, Dan, sitting outside of the Nationals. We were, I sat there and I took a picture with some of like the best people in Star Wars, and realized, oh, other than the SoCal Grand Prix, which is like a 2-hour drive for me, I'll never get to experience something like this unless I do travel. And then staying up all night and drinking all night with the Colorado guys and forming the Toilet Bowl Commission, which is our 10-minute, our 10-minute toilet leak. Hey, I got to go to the bathroom, sneak away from work, and that's what you do for 20 minutes. Is race your opponent to like, oh, who can outlast the other one. That's a great thing, but that's something that you're not going to get when you're not in person with somebody with other players. Finally getting to put faces to names from across the country. You have to travel for this game.
It is, and it's to meet like-minded people that you'd never really. You're all away from your wives or your girlfriends or your partners. There is no other. There's no other considerations. There's no other cares in the world. You're in your own little bubble. The only care you've got is how big your bar tab gets to. It's not. Yeah, there's nothing that it can't beat it really. Everyone that says to me, "Oh, great, you go to an event like that, and I bet it's then super serious because European Championships." I'm like, no, it's not. It's not serious at all. My consideration when I sit down is when I put my beer first, not where my deck box is. Make sure I've got the space for the. I bet that's exactly that can sum it all up because it's.
Yeah, I was going to
the
say.
rule we got in Team Wales is if you lose 2 games, you got to drink. That's it. You start drinking. There's 4 of us in Team Wales, so it only takes one person to lose 2 games, and we all start drinking, regardless of if you won the games.
Because you're a team. Because you're a team, and you stay together with your team.
Yeah. The rule is one in, all in.
You know what, Batmouth? We're gonna have to do that at indoor.
That works for me.
First person to lose 2 games, and we got to start drinking.
We're going to call it the Team Wales rule.
Even if even if somebody's 4-0, they got a shot at day 2. Start drinking.
Doesn't matter.
Oh God.
Start drink. You drink. Go get a beer.
It's all the stories that come out of all the events. So I've never been to an event, and I've never met these people before, but dating back, and never had so much in common and be able to share stories of the things that have happened at events. We've got one guy on our team called Mark the Pirate. He's not a pirate, but there's a funny story behind it. Now, if you come to, he's Mark Nichols. He made in Euro Worlds 2012. He made day 2, top 8 Euro Worlds. We were like, how the hell have you made day 2? And he was like, oh, I don't know, I just did it. Yeah, we got day 3 with it. But we call him Mark the Pirate. So everyone that comes and meets us, they're like, why is he called Mark the Pirate? Well, there's a story behind that, and we sit there and we all have drinking a beer, and the next thing we know, it's like 4:30 in the Saturday morning, and there's 1 or 2 of us that have got to get, not obviously Team Wales, but the 2 people that are sat with us are going, right, I've got to put the deck list in, I'm playing in about 4 hours. Yeah. And we're like, no, you're not. You're staying here with us. You're not going anywhere. But we've been we've had our biggest run has always been the fact that we're the last people at the bar on the Saturday evening. Now, the last couple of years, obviously, there's been no event. However, that's our one badge of honour is the fact that there's going to be a member of Team Wales at the bar until stupid o'clock in the morning, until either one of us can't stand her, or because the place doesn't really close, you don't get kicked out. So either one of us can't stand her, or we can't make any sense talking to each other. At that point, we all know it's time to go home. But there's so many characters, and I presume it's the same across the pond, that you would never really normally meet. But the stories that come out are phenomenal. Mark the Pirate, going back full circle back to him, the rule is 1 in, all in. So every year we start drinking, someone starts drinking, someone has food, we all have food. So you don't leave anybody out. We've got 1 combined bar tab. At the end of the night, we pay the bar tab off. Simple as that. Easy, divvy up 4 ways, we're all fine. Now, because we're Team Wales, people buy us drinks. So some people might be more drunk than others, depending on who we're talking to, everything else. Well, one year we walk in and Mark to the bar, and Mark sat there eating a burger, drinking a beer. I'm like, hold on. I'm turning around to John. I'm like, did you get a burger? I didn't get a burger. Where's my burger? So we walk up to him. He's absolutely levered. He can't sit up on this bar stool sat at the bar eating this burger. So we're like to the BB, the head barmaid, like, BB, what's going on here? In my head, I'm thinking someone's got to take him home now. because he's going to cause a problem. He's going to be spilling drinks all over the shop. One of us is taking him home. I'm looking at John. John's looking at me, and I'm going, I'm not going no. I'm not missing all this fun. And the next minute, BB says, come here. And we're like, no, BB, it's not all right. We'll sort him out. Don't worry. No, he's fine. I'm like, he's not fine. Look at him. Now, because it's a role-playing venue as well, they have Viking helmets, and I presume we've all seen the famous Cedric versus Rasmus European video on YouTube, where Rasmus is playing Gungans and with a helmet on that keeps pushing up, the proper heavy helmet on his head. Yeah, and Cedric gets absolutely snotted by these Gungans. They appear out of nowhere. Anyway, I digress. And he sat at this bar. We're thinking one of us has got to take him home. One's got to take the team now. And she says, no, he's fine. No problem. It's fine. Sorted it. She's not sorted it. Well, I took out serving him special beer. So we're like, what do you mean special beer? He says, yeah, alcoholic free beer. So me and John were like, rah, another stein for us, please. So he lasts the night. We're there till 3 o'clock in the morning with Menzel, drinking, playing games, do whatever we do. And the next morning, my head is banging. I mean, I am falling out my arse. That's how bad I feel. And he stood over me in the bed, looking at me, going, come on, get up. We're going to go on the event now. I feel fine. Look at me. I'm like, no wonder you feel fine. You've not been drinking all night long. So everybody that went to the bar, because they buy the drinks and buy us drinks, BB was like, are you buying a drink for Mark? And everyone's like, why? This is no, I'm buying one for Kevin. Okay, it's fine. Proper beer. Give me proper beer. Mark's one was always alcoholic free. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
That's brilliant.
It's the stories like these. Like, I don't care about how I place if I go over to Europe. I just want to have stories like this because you guys have the best participation. You guys have the best prizes. And you guys have the best stories from over there.
Well, obviously, the prizes, the official stuff, and the unofficial stuff that gets given away in Europe is possibly 2 or 3 times more.
Yeah.
Quantity-wise, we give away an awful lot more. So take Beer Wars, for an example. Beer Wars for 2019. I walk into the bar after doing all this months of work getting this Beer Wars ready. So a quick recap for the people that don't know. Beer Wars was Menzel wanted to make lanyards with each person's name, picture of them, name on them, and the nationality flag behind them. So obviously, the Americans coming over aren't going to know some European name. You can't pronounce the European names. So we want to make it as easy as for you guys as possible. Oh, you're such and such, your forum name's on there, your real name's on there, easy. Mm-hmm. So I'm like drinking one night going, I could do better than that, Mental. What if we made a game out of it? So we made this game called Beer Wars, obviously. Team Wales, it's Beer Wars. And it had everyone's picture on it, and it had all like a little flavour game text, and it had the 3 attributes were drinking, Star Wars CCG skill, and deck building. So obviously, depending on who you are, and someone like Emil was a 3-2-3 stats, and 3 being the highest stats all the way through. So we made this game, we give it away in booster packs, and we give booster packs for the whole day away. I never took it seriously to play the game. I just thought it was going to be a good gimmick and everyone's going to love it. Well, on so Sunday, after the main event, top 8's going on, all the American players are all sat around this table. Right, I'll trade you 2 of this for Emil over there. No, Emil's worth more than that. Give me a Menzel. I'll have a Menzel for 2 Emils, please. But they're actually playing the game properly, and I'm like, it just blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind away. That this thing we built for an insert to make it easy for people to do, and the Americans are taking it seriously, even to the point. Is it Chris Westergaard and his dad? Yeah. Well, they were like, we're sat in the restaurant in the Sunday evening, and we always go to a nice steakhouse on the Sunday evening. It's one of the rules and rituals as well. And he comes home and says, you don't happen to have any of your trades with you for Beer Wars? And I'm like, well, in the hotel room, I've got a folder full of 9 of everybody. So you tell me what you want and we'll sort it out later. Oh, I thought I could do it now. I said, well, I'm in the restaurant. I can't. But that's how serious they took it. Yeah. And that just completely blew my mind away. So while the Europeans are for fun, you guys, the gaming side for you guys is next level compared to Europe. Absolutely.
I want to wind up in Beer Wars. I literally like, oh, that's a great game. Yeah, I saw it. I want to be in it. I want to play it to the point where like I'm contemplating Euro World this year.
Second. There is Beer Wars somewhere.
Uh-oh.
There is Beer Wars.
This should be super fun. I don't know.
It's,
I think I
it's
could
always
wind up
it's
like a
always nice
4-1-1.
when you're sat in the bar at the bottom of your garden with all your stuff that your wife doesn't let keep in the house. All the stuff you got stuff you got to keep away. So like
I think I could.
it was
I
we
could
give
wind
away
up a
packets,
4-1-1.
and then we also give out like ultra rare packets. That's like Menzel, and then each one had the stat across. So me and Menzel had fun trying to work out what each stat was. And we also had like combo cards of different characters together.
Oh,
So this particular card is called a meal with 2 Welsh idiots. And if you look behind, there's John and me there. So Emil's stats went up to like 333 because the one stat he wasn't high up on was drinking because he's a good player. He's gonna make day 3.
Yeah.
Well, we bumped it to 3, didn't we? Yeah, we got his drinking stat up, and then he got like the likes of Tamas, the Hungarian. He's the supreme leader of Europe currently. And then you got one of the I hope he comes to Europe to the next European is Rasmus. Well, that guy's legendary status. Absolutely. So then we've made all these stickers, but we give them all out as packs. And as you can see, you had each nationality flag. There's a full version, there was a regular version. So if you wanted to collect the full set, then you went through and you can collect all of them. So something that started off as just a gimmicky idea, Drunken Kevin decided to turn it into a full-on collecting, let's play the game officially.
Yeah, I think I got at least one. Like I know you guys sent over the PDFs for each of them.
Yes.
So if you wanted to build a deck or anything, you could. I went ahead and built out a deck just because, like, it seems like it's going to be a fun idea. I'd love to like do some more on this because it seems like it could be fun.
It will be. It will. And another story to digress. Chris Gobelin surprised everybody. Now, I don't know whether this is a thing in America to say that you're not going, and then all of a sudden go, surprise, mofos, I'm here. Well, in Europe, when we're doing personalized prize support, that's not a good idea.
No.
So when he walked into the bar, for whatever happened, it had been spoiled that he was already there because the hotel from the bar is about a 20-minute walk. So the best way is to get a taxi or an Uber. So by the time you checked into the hotel, someone had seen him in the lobby and realised and told the venue, Chris Gogelin's here, Chris Gogelin. So it went around like wildfire because all the Europeans wanted to meet, you're the guy on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he was called, Mr. YouTube, to all your Dutch guys and to all the everybody there. So when he walks in, I'm like, you've effed up, haven't you, mate? And he went, oh, Kevin, nice to meet you. I've not really met you in person. And I'm like, yeah, well, you've messed up, haven't you? You could have notified me and I would have put you inside Beer Wars. It just turned up with this. You're not included in it now, are you? Teach you for not telling us you're coming, doesn't it? Pre-registration's there for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
So yeah, it's I'm pretty sure that we'll do something for European Worlds along the same ilk. It might be Beer Wars Mark II. We might even come up where we could integrate the old Beer Wars cards into the new one. We don't know yet. But I remember playing a Saturday night. I went with some pre-constructed decks for obvious reasons. So if anybody wanted to play, I had something that was there. Now, when I say pre-constructed, I went with a deck full of Americans. I went with a deck full of Germans. And I went with a deck full of Welsh and anybody else that drinks a lot. Well, there's one particular multiplayer action in the game that when I made it, I didn't really test it out. And then all of a sudden, when I'm playing multiplayer at 2:00 in the morning, I'm like, oh, that's broken. If someone clicks onto this action now, someone's going to wipe somebody out.
Mm-hmm.
And it all depends on how you can make characters drunk in the game. Like turning them upside down, you make them drunk. Now, it does certain things in the game. However, there's 2 cards in the game. There's myself and Rasmus that triggers off every drunk person on table, not just in you, on table. So you're getting like a plus. Now, bear in mind the stats. The highest you can get is a 3. So that's the highest. But you're getting +2 off every drunk person on table. So we played a multiplayer with 6 people, and I think it was JC, the American guy, who was playing his own card, and he's got a +1 drunk on table card. So he played this card, and somebody else played another one of him, and somebody else played another one of him, and he ended up getting knocked out or getting wiped out of the tournament by his own card. And he's like, oh my God, I'm really good, aren't I?
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you're talking about Justin Carulli, like both of them, like Justin and Matt, like they're not the best Star Wars players. They're okay, but I know they like to drink their beer.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
I know when they were at the NPC and at Worlds, they at least when Reed Smith was playing, they would bring down just a big cooler, just filled with beer. It was great. So making them like a 2 or a 3 is really good.
yeah, no, all the Americans definitely tipped up, and they give us Europeans. Put it this way: the Thursday night we turned up at the bar ran out of draft beer. Now, they know we drink beer. They are ready for the full weekend when we arrive. We've never had a problem whatsoever. The Thursday night, when everyone arrived, they ran out of draft beer, and we were like, "Oh, we best sort this out for the weekend, haven't you?" And they're like, "Who are all these people here?" What they're not normally, because obviously it's like a family. We go to the same place every single year.
Right.
They all know who we are. We all get a tab. We're all friends. It's all fine. And then the Americans turn up and they drink us out of draft. We're like, no, not having this. This is not what we signed up for. We don't like you guys coming and drinking all. So I know firsthand that the people that came, they went toe to toe with us. Put it that way.
Yeah, I can imagine. Like, I mean, I know there's like the non-fun people like Justin Desai and Bastion. Were they playing? Were they involved in this too, or were they just strictly we're going to play Star Wars?
Thursday night, the same year, 2019 was Menzel's 50th birthday, and John, member of Team Wales, his 40th birthday. So the Thursday evening, I did like a quiz, a little generic Star Wars. Some of it was cards, some of it weren't card quiz for them too. So I had one team sat on one side, one team sat on the other side. At the same time, they also had a sealed event going on in the main room, and they also had something else going on. So it just spread across the full venue, completely spread across all the people that wanted to play cards that took it uber seriously or weren't there to socialize and go and do the sealed event. And everybody else was just sat in the bar drinking. Just, you're such and such. Yeah, great. So yeah, there is people that take it seriously, and there are people that take it not unseriously, but they're there for the social side. So in Europe, we always say we cater for both sides of the coin. It's the prize support we give out in Europe. The bottom person will walk away with the most. That's always been our mantra. The person who finishes last is the strongest player in the tournament, because they've probably got their head pounded in by cards that either A, they've never read, or B, they've not even played against. And if we lose them players, we lose our tournament scene.
And they stuck around. And they stuck around.
100%.
Stuck around.
And 9 times out of 10, we've had players that have finished in top 8 onwards, and they're like, yeah, how do I trade for that? And the bottom player's like, nah, you can't get this. So that's always been.
Yeah. No, I think I would love to combine what you guys do with some of the stuff we do over here. Like, bring out your ideas for prizes and stuff and incorporate them into some of the majors and stuff over here. Just because as a player who's never been over to Europe, I'm jealous.
Well, we also run another event alongside. I'm assuming you've seen the pictures with the board with all the flags on.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we call that's our team tournament. We do have an official team tournament on the Friday evening. However, on the actual, basically, on the Saturday, we run a single event that you get drafted into teams. So the team is Junior So or whatever else, or Admiral Radis, that's your team. However, everyone's been put in pods because of the player ability, where they are. And it means me and Menzel can sit there at 1 o'clock in the morning, Friday night, have a drink. Okay, I'm lying. We're already drunk. We've had a few more than we need to have. And then we sit there and we start drafting people into these pods. And it's as much that is enjoyable for me than it is actually running the thing on the Saturday. So each game you win 1 point for your team. So all of a sudden, the bottom players, again, it's for the bottom people that aren't performing, their points count. We've never had a runaway team where one team is like 15 points ahead. It's always come down to the end, 1 or 2 points. So that 1 or 2 point that the scrub has got at the bottom has won the full prize support for your team. Yeah. Yes, you're going to get your bastions. Yes, you're going to get the meals. And yes, they're going to pick up the majority of points. But that's not what you win by. You don't get pushed over the line. You get pushed over the line by the little guys at the bottom.
You're going to get one bat mouse, and that's going to push you over the top.
So you're trying to say that all the foils should be given to you because you pushed them over?
Yeah, because I'm at the very bottom.
Yeah,
very
I agree
bottom.
with that. So we always run little gimmicky things do things like that. It just makes the weekend a bit more. Don't get me wrong. On the Saturday, by the time I'm giving out the prize support in the evening, after the main event, thank goodness for the tournament software, because it used to run till 2 o'clock in the morning. But I'm a little bit lubricated, should we call it, a little bit. So some people end
You're
up
a
getting more
well-oiled
anyway.
machine.
Yeah,
You're a
exactly.
well-oiled
But
machine.
it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, it definitely does sound it. So again, I think that's all we got time for today, Kev. I know we could talk for another couple hours because we've done it before and
Hours.
everything, but I think that's all we got time for today, unfortunately. So again, I want to thank Batmouse and Kevin for coming on and doing this interview today. Yeah, we'll definitely have to have you on again, at least after maybe European Worlds. You know, we'll have some of you guys like, or we can maybe we'll have like all Team Welsh on, so that way we can get to know some of you guys.
In my head, I'd love you to do interviews of people while you're there at Worlds, at Euro Worlds, or even if you come to the Europeans, whatever.
Yeah.
It'd be on the spot interviews, because I'm sure some of the conversations you'll have will just be next level, and it'll be entertaining.
I think that's one
Absolutely.
of the. I'm definitely gonna be like, hey Scott, I need to go over so I can at least interview the people. I don't care about playing. I just got to be there to make these stories and put these stories to faces and everything. Because I think that'd
I'm now
be
going
great.
to go down to the table number 15 because I just believe a TIE bomber has blew up the Boston Access chambers. So can you tell me about that game, please? Exactly, that type of thing. Yeah.
But again, thank you for coming on today. It is always a pleasure, sir. And yeah, we'll have you on at another time.
I'm sure we'll have more prize support coming up. So yeah, why not?
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you guys, and yeah, you guys take care.
All right. Thanks, man.
Thanks.
Thanks, Kevin.
Okay, so I want to again thank Kevin and Batmouse for doing that interview earlier this week. No, there's not going to be a lore challenge this week, unfortunately. Again, that interview, quite a lengthy interview, but again, with Kevin, once you get the guy talking, he likes to talk. So, but again, there's a lot going on in the Star Wars world right now for those who are paying attention. Currently, we're in March for the OCS. Timo Dussel's currently sitting at first place at 8-4. And then right behind him, we have three people at 6-6. So still pretty early. Justin Desai sitting at 7-1. Drew Lichtenstein, who barely missed last month, is sitting at 6-1. And then Joe Olsen sitting at 6-0. So a lot of people in contention this month. So let's see who gets qualified. Again, we're on the top 4 now of the GEM PC with Mike Kessling facing Timo Dussel. Matt Harrison Trainer, the only number one seed still remaining in the tournament, is going to be facing Miguel Taryn. Mike and Timo will be playing this Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern / 12 Pacific. So make sure you guys tune into that. It's either going to be myself or Joe Olsen on the call. So make sure you just watch the PC channel and everything for that. The Endor Grand Prix is right around the corner. We're actually a month out today. The rooms are only $94. If you're going to go ahead and make sure you get pre-registered. It's going to be a spectacular event, according to Chris Werfs. And currently we have 29 players all signed up. So it's going to be really fun. Make sure, if you guys have the opportunity to go, I suggest it. The retro event is currently scheduled for April through May, so make sure you guys watch out for that. It is, again, Decipher cards only. And then next month, at the end of April, is going to be that one-day tournament on April 30th. So, again, this is going to be a fun little event. It's in honor of the PC's 20th anniversary. And if you're looking to sign up for this one, well, it is live on the store. Again, you can select the options and enter. Again, it's only $5.20 to play in a Star Wars GEMP tournament. Along with the PC 20th event, you can also register for the OCS on the store, the Endor Grand Prix, as well as the regional prize kit, league prize kit, and state prize kit. So if you're in a location where you don't have you can't get to an event, or if you're in like a Dagobah region and you want to run some tournaments, well, you have the prize kits are now live and everything on the PC store. Next month is the last day you can. April 15th is the last day you can sign up for the 2020 donation program. So if you want to get some cool stuff from the PC, including the deck boxes, Some of the foils. Make sure you do this by April 15th. And as we talked about with Kevin earlier, the best virtual card image bracket is still going on over on Facebook. If you're interested in participating in it, the bracket is still going live, and some of the top seeds are still in there, as well as some of the upsets. Again, if you want to participate in this, all you got to do is go onto Facebook and vote. It's that simple. And just announced, I guess today, are some of the new stuff for set 18. Some of the set 18 preview cards, including the Imperial Command in range combo, Master Qui-Gon Jinn with lightsaber, new Mace Windu, Seal Off the Bridge, Take a Seat, Young Skywalker, and Rebel Leadership and Critical Error Removed. So if you're looking to get these printed out, go ahead and get those printed out. I guess they released them today, so they should be legal for the Indoor Grand Prix. And yeah, great job on graphics and design, everybody. So that's all I have time for today. Again, it went a little bit longer with the Kevin Yop interview. Again, if you want to participate in the sticker program, the token for today was Darth Vader, the Emperor Enforcer. Kevin gave it out during the interview. And make sure you email over to Holotheatre at StarWarsCCG.org if you want to enter. Just type in token of the subject, Darth Vader and Emperor's Enforcer, your name, and what you watched. Again, today is episode 11 for season 3. So again, thanks for everybody for tuning in tonight. We'll have more Holotheatre on next week, and make sure you guys tune in this Friday for Timo versus Mike Kessling. Who's going to get to the Gem PC finals? Will it be Mike Kessling? Or will it be Timo Dussel in back-to-back years? Watch Friday to find out. And I'll see everybody then, and take care. Have a good week. Take care.